Hi Quilty Friends and welcome back to my channel. My name's Rachel, I live in the Midlands in England and I make videos about sewing, mainly hand sewing and English paper piecing with a little bit of knitting and crochet thrown in there as well. I do design my own EPP patterns and they're listed down in the description box below. But today I'm going to be sharing with you some of my purchases. I mentioned in a recent video that I've been to a charity shop recently and I found some hand stitched bits and pieces, and a lot of you said that you would be interested in seeing those, so this is the video on those. So just for anyone who didn't watch that video, I'll just give you a little bit of a backstory. This is what I assumed to be the case based on what was there in the charity shop. So when we went into the charity shop, it was me and my sister. We was just having a mooch around the bric-a-brac, which is just like the household crockeries and just knickknacks. There was lots of placemats that were all hand appliqued in a very similar style, and you could tell that they was made by the same person. And then there was like some cushion covers that were very similar, and there was also some like box of fabric scraps that you could just tell was the same sort of colour scheme. So we did assume that the items had been donated, perhaps the lady had passed away. So it did really pull on our heartstrings, and I just thought I can't leave some of those items there. But I don't really have somewhere where I would use maybe 4 or 5 placemats, even though I would love to on my dining table here. I would just be heartbroken if they got stained. Yeah, we're messy eaters, you know, tablecloths get used and I didn't want to ruin them. But I did pick up a few pieces. There was like a scrap fabric box that had all fabric offcuts for £1 per piece, and there was a few like one-off tablecloths in there, so I picked those up. So let me show you what I got, and I assume that they was all from the same lady. So I will give you a close-up with the camera as well. So this is the tablecloth that I got. So it's like a white linen, and it has got a little stain here, but I will be able to wash it out. It's trimmed in a beautiful, I think it's machine done around the edge, and I think some of these are machine done. So that was the placemat that I got, and I thought that would go very nicely on my bedside table. I just love the colours. So that was the type of placemats that was in there. I also bought this, which was on its own. Oh, it had 2 coasters with it, but they're quite plain. So it's got some beautiful lace detail. I think that's added over the top of the fabric. And then this, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is done on a machine. And it also came with just 2 little coasters. So what I think I might do is do some EPP on those and just have them as little coasters around the house, just to put candles on or something. Those are really sweet. And then from the £1 fabric box, I got this really nice kind of like, it is an open weave. Oh, you can just see the window outside. It is an open weave like a linen look, I think you would probably call it. I thought this would be great. I think it is a tablecloth, but I thought it would be great for bag linings or anything like that. Any projects that need a little bit of lining, that would be really good for that. Because I did also buy, and you can just tell it's this same lady's vibe, I think, because it didn't really match many other things that was in the charity shop. This lovely fabric piece that's doubled over, so it is quite, it's a good size, and it's got this lovely like lattice on the background and some gorgeous flowers. I think I've got it upside down. Isn't that beautiful? I think it's more of like a heavy medium weight fabric. It's not quilting cotton, it definitely is cotton, but again I thought it'd be great for making maybe a storage basket for around the house, and then that pink can line it really nicely. So that goes together. That's why I bought those two, because I thought they go together really well. And then also we had a look in the pyjama and nightwear section, and there was 2 handmade nighties in that section. And again, same type of embroidery, perhaps done on the machine, I think. But it's this lovely pink. I'm not sure if the camera's washing it out, but it's a lovely light pink with a slightly darker pink polka dot. And this is a really nice quality cotton. And I was thinking if it doesn't fit, because I don't know if it will. I haven't tried it on yet, but it doesn't look like it'll fit, because I usually take 18 to 20, but I might cut it up and use it in fabric, and like a quilt fabric, because I think that would, you know, give someone joy if they was a crafter themselves, using something of theirs to repurpose. I think would, you know, satisfy them. It's good for their legacy to live on, isn't it? So those are the bits of fabric that I got. So those go together nicely. We've got the tablecloth and the placemat. They are definitely all the same type of style, aren't they? And from the same charity shop, I also bought this clock. It's freestanding. Let's look at that. Try and get it without the glare. I just love that. It's so sweet. It's quite heavy as well. It's definitely solid metal, perhaps brass. This bit around the edge, I'm not too sure, but the man says it's got an alarm, and he did set the alarm to test it, but I haven't heard it. So from, in keeping with placemats and things, from a different charity shop, I bought these. These are definitely hand embroidered little placemats. I think those are perfect for putting candles or a bowl on. There's a set of 3 of these. Oh no, there's not, there's 2. I thought there was 3. They're both the same, and these are a linen on the background. I'll see if I can add some footage over the top so you can see them in a bit more detail. I don't think these were very expensive. I think there was £1.50 or £1.95. I can't remember the exact price, but they're really reasonable. And the thing is, whenever I see anything handmade in a charity shop, it kind of tugs on my heart a little bit, because I know the amount of work that's gone into the item, and also sometimes they're just selling it so cheap. You couldn't even make it yourself, could you? So moving on to, I actually bought some patterns. Now if you're my sister, please turn off now. So I bought some cross stitch patterns. These were reduced to 50p, and I thought it was just the one that was included. I thought it was just this mouse pattern that was included. As you can see, they're quite old, aren't they? But I love the style of that. But actually there's 4 included in here, and it's a mouse, owl, poppies, and like dog roses, I think, perhaps, and you get all 4 of them in there. Now I have started this. I'm going to do it as a little gift for my sister. I did have a oval hoop that I wanted to put it in that was this angle, but it doesn't fit, and I don't know if the colours are right. I used the exact colours that it says on the chart. I got them in the DMC colours, the exact ones, but it doesn't look right. I haven't got to the head yet. I've just got to just these ears. It doesn't look right. I haven't done cross stitch in a long time, but there's a lot of white showing, and I don't know why. I have crossed every single cross, but there's a lot of white showing, and it doesn't look like a mouse. Maybe when I put the ears, maybe it won't look like a mouse until I put the ears, the tail and the whiskers on. I am going to press on. I'm going to do the face and the tail, but whether I actually give it to her, I don't know. I'll update you on that. So yeah, there was some others in there. If that one doesn't come out, I'm not going to do the rest. I also got some quilting magazines. I think they're actually the inserts that would come with the quilting magazines, because it's not the complete magazine. This one's out of Today's Quilter, and I think there's 4 patterns in here to make star quilts. So we've got this one on the front. That's the one that's on the front. For that one. And then there's the pattern for this one. I think this one's called a lone star because it's the big star, but then there are other stars around it. This was 50p. It was reduced from £1.50 to 50p. And then I got another one again from Quilters Today. I think it was just like the free pattern insert that come with it. And this is looking at past quilts. So there's quite a bit of history in them. Let me show you one. So it has all pictures of some of the early quilt designs. So we've got this one, which is an applique quilt, and it says that that one is dated from 1880 to 1890, and it gives you a sort of blurb about all of the techniques that was used. So it's quite interesting. I quite like reading about old quilts and, you know, the techniques that were used and things like that. It really does inspire you, doesn't it? And then finally, slightly unrelated but still on the genre of crafting, I don't know if you've seen a trend online where you upcycle houses, little house ornaments like these, and you upcycle them with polymer clay, and you put pumpkins or ghosts or Halloween or fall type of decorations. So I picked up this was only £2.50. So me and my sister, we're going to have a crafty day, and we're going to make some clay pumpkins and some ghosts, maybe try and age the roof a little bit so it looks a little bit spooky, turn it into a Halloween decoration. And then that's the one that I chose. I think they're actually both broken. So that, I think, had something on it that stood up. You can see that it's just snapped off. And this one is a toy shop. It's so cute. This one would be really nice for Christmas, I think. But just looking at it now, I think it actually had something there that's snapped off. But yeah, they're both really sweet, aren't they? I liked this one because there was a lot of space outside for me to stick pumpkins or anything. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to make them with polymer clay and then bake them in the oven and then super glue them onto this, and perhaps paint it with acrylics just to try and make it a little bit more spooky or aged. And then my sister bought her own one. Her one was quite good at the side of the house. It had like a flower archway. So yeah, it did look really nice. So again, I'll update you on how those go. And I think that's pretty much the end of everything that I purchased. I have today just come back from a fabric warehouse that I went to, so do stay tuned later in the week for the video on that. It's very interesting. I've never been to a warehouse before with fabric, so it's definitely a different shopping experience. But I hope you enjoyed that video, and I hope you're having lots of stitchy time, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye!